Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Friday night chop session with Stormybman for this Friday, April 5th, 2024. How's it going? We're coming to the end of the first week in April. We have boxing slated on the horizon. This is number 238 in the series of Friday night chop sessions, and we're calling this one Richardson Hitchins Headlines Dazn this weekend. Yeah, so tomorrow night, Richardson Hitchins, for those of you out there who have been following, the young prospect at lightweight, he's taking on a heavy burden of carrying a card. Co-headlined by Diego Pacheco, another hot prospect of the, I believe Diego's in the super middleweight division. But these young fighters, as I said before many times over, they will come out and they will challenge one another, jockeying for position, because as the already established fighters are out there, these young guys are going to turn the heat up in the kitchen. And for those who cannot stand the heat, they will be moved to the side, and new guards will take over. Those who have been pretenders will fall by the wayside. It happens. It's as natural as the seasons changing. Summer to autumn, winter to spring. Yeah. Such is the sport of boxing. And in the midst of that, you'll have storms, you'll have great days, you'll have ugly days. Just like in real life, huh? This is another reason why Stormy likes to remind you that boxing and life are like hat in hand, ready for head. Yeah. Yeah. What's good, everybody? I see you guys out there. Don't forget to smash the like button as you come into the building. Don't forget to share the content, because we have great boxing conversation and observation discussion over here on this channel. Huh? Not a lot of energy waste over here. Not a lot of energy waste. Got some good stuff happening here. So when you come in as family, greet one another, greet myself as I'll be greeting you, and enjoy. Those who are not will not be given much time or consideration. Upward bound we be around these parts. I'm in the process right now of running back the weigh-in for the Richardson Hitchins Gustavo Lemos card for tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you something. They've got some nice bouts lined up on there. Young lady I did a video on is also a part of this card and promotion. Sky Nicholson from Australia. a headsy young fighter who is already challenging for a vacant title, the WBC featherweight title that was once held as part of an undisputed title by none other than Amanda Serrano. And you see, Serrano only gave that title up because Sky was a #1 contender for her. But Serrano wanted the WBC to sanction her bouts as 12 3-minute rounds. And since the WBC said they will never do that, Amanda Serrano gave the title up several months ago. You see, when you stand for something, it's not easy to fall for everything. And some may have said, oh, she saw Sky coming and was worried. No, Amanda Serrano has earned her stripes in the sport every bit as much as someone by the name of Katie Taylor. And she has been a pioneer in driving the sport of boxing for women ahead. She's been a pioneer of that. And her efforts should be applauded. Her accomplishments should be acknowledged. And the way she represents in the sport should be imitated and emulated. Yeah! You see? Because there's an accomplished fighter and multiple division fighter and a fighter who has been on pay-per-view, packed out venues. She is the example, as her nickname, the real deal, like my favorite fighter, Evander, speaks. See, when you're real like that, the opposition will always try to put something in the way to just keep you from looking so great. Why would the WBC not want to give into her request as a well-represented, accomplished, and decorated fighter? See, you just standing in the way of greatness. She's already great. She's already destined for the Hall of Fame. And a young fighter like Sky Nicholson, who's coming up this weekend and fighting now for your vacant title that Amanda did away with. If Sky becomes world champion, which will be no easy feat, who is responsible for the sport not progressively moving forward? The WBC. We be corrupt over and again. They stand for nothing. They allow all kinds of foolishness in the sport, but won't get behind someone who can make them look their best. Amazing. But such is this society that we currently find ourselves existing in, huh? If nothing is consistent, that is. Absolutely. 1000%. So she'll go on and have her next bouts and probably retire, maybe even before the year is out. And the WBC has excluded themselves from the celebration and the party of such an accomplished fighter, due so much respect acknowledgement and admiration. But then again, flies should stay outside, huh? Like I said, Hitchins, headlines a Dazn card tomorrow night. And it's going to be very interesting how he handles things, because his attentions have been diverted elsewhere, with champions such as the newly crowned Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Subriel Matias Rakete. Yeah! He's going to have his work cut out for him, but he's already looking ahead. But he's looking ahead at the wrong people. Shout out to my brother Drew Titan, LLC, who had a video just dropped a little while ago mentioning the fact that Richardson is looking in the wrong direction, even though he be the contending fighter for Matias. He's got his eyes somewhere else, huh? Looking at somebody else's jewelry, huh? But he better keep his mind and his eyes on Mr. Lemos from Argentina, because they have a habit of reminding you what the real machismo is in the sport of boxing. Yeah. All I know is the theater of the unexpected has a way of showing itself consistently. Just like Father Time shows up, that unexpectedness shows up. So just be mindful. And in Mr. Lemos, Gustavo is still an undefeated fighter. He's only 28, entering a prime. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, because I didn't do a breakdown video on this fight, but that was by design. I chose to speak on Sky Nicholson. If you guys haven't seen that video, you better, hurry on over to the main page and check it out, because the views on that particular video are picking up big time. Yeah, it's already, for me, which is a lot, 140 or 150 views on it or something like that. But she was worth talking about, because Sarah Mahfoud, who has fought the likes of Amanda Serrano, is the challenger on the flip side of that vacant WBC featherweight title. And if Sky defeats her, she's going to have a nice little push of promoting. Yeah. Let me go to the chat and see who we got in the building, man. I see you guys kind of mulling about out there, slowly moving around. I see you out there. Stormy B, man, be watching, man. I don't always say things right away because I be cooking, huh? I have my little, pre-fight, well, not pre-fight, but my opening remarks to my show. And as you see, I've been rolling, huh, for the past 20 minutes or so. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge my brother Jay Grant Jr. with the Cash App donation, man. He says, for showing love, OG. We appreciate you, Jay Grant. You've shown me love, and I have to return the favor, brother. Use your wrench with discretion, huh? And mighty abuse toward the trolls, huh? Bust their heads to the bone, huh? Yeah. Welcome, brother. Mr. Shelton, LDBC or nothing, is in the building saying peace. William, old school Arden, is out there saying salute Stormy, peace my brother, and y'all smash that like button, people, when entering the building, peace. Driving back from Mississippi, listening in, can't speak. Hey, William, you said enough right there, brother. You said enough, and it's good to see you out there. I hope that you got my message, because I sent a message to you through another channel subscriber and member, because I was concerned. I hadn't seen you in a few shows. So, and I know usually you're either busy, on the go with that little grand, huh? Or you've been hurt. So I know it's one of the multiple, So I know it's good to see you out there, my brother. I appreciate you. And be safe on the road, huh? Yeah. Jay Grant Jr. is out there saluting as well. No Smoke TV is in the building. What's good with you? Saying Sensei. And Mike 202 is out there with us as well, saying blessings, Sensei, with those channel emojis. Man, I love to see my channel emojis when you guys are greeting like that. Jackie Chan, Gordon Liu, Bruce Lee, and Pai Mei. Yeah, that's for the kung fu in me, huh? When I see that, it just gets my blood flowing even more, huh? When I see my channel emojis being used out there. And I don't know if you guys have really picked up on it, but each and every one of those are different types of expressions. So they should really be used as such, huh? You got the look of bewilderment on Jackie's face. Gordon Liu is giving that pensive look of seriousness. Bruce Lee is giving one look of the agonizing yell. You know what I'm saying? When he's about to kill or has killed in one of his mighty fight scenes. And then he got the playful smirk, huh? And then you got Pai Mei, who has that pensive stare where you just don't know. But when you get that look from Sifu Pai Mei, if you saw Kill Bill, he says, I hate the Japs. You know what I'm saying? That's a Pai Mei, not Stormy. But those channel emojis, that's why I picked several different kinds. You know what I'm saying? So there is a method to Stormy B Man's madness. Yes, sir. Mike 202 says, WBC can't give the woman 3-minute rounds, but want to give us 6 judges. Yeah, there you go, Mike 202. See, that's another man that be sitting in, listening to Stormy's rants and what I talk about on this channel. You see the corruption? You see the foolery with this? It's ridiculous. This woman is a well-accomplished multiple division champion, will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I feature her in some of my intros for the women's boxings videos, and he doesn't want to give her just due. But if Katie Taylor wanted 3-minute rounds, 12 rounds, I bet you they bend over backwards and give Katie thick neck what she wants. Man, if these guys don't get all the way up out of here with their foolery, man. You know, I be on it, man. I just don't drill it. I say what I say and I keep it moving. My brother Drew Titan LLC is out there. The Painful Excellence podcast has joined, as well as Bear Cave Entertainment. And if you guys have not subscribed to those 3 channels, all magnificently represented by my colleague and brother, do so. Take a moment now and click on the names and become a subscriber. Get you some of that great content that is multi-level and multifaceted. Yeah! Because that's what we do. We support one another out here, huh? No hate, just those that participate. Bars. Stormy is on it, always. You know what I'm saying? Never mind what they think, huh? Never mind. Yeah. Boxing and Barbecue has joined us, saying, "Evening, Stormy. What's good with you, my brother?" Boxing and Barbecue. We're going to have to get another dining dish going soon, brother. You just let me know your availability and we'll come together on the subject and then we will let it cook, huh? Yeah. Mr. Shelter says, "Bing, bing, bop, bop." Yes, sir. You know what that means. Oops, upside the head, huh? With the wrenches. Royal Constrictor is out there as well. My man of few words, but often signs off 100, huh? He's just in agreement. Let's keep it rolling. That's what he's saying, huh? Yeah! Gotta respect it. Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence, hosted by Dr. Mark, is in the building saying blessings. And to the God, the Sensei, Stormy B Man, my brother of elevation, fam, and the gods and beautiful goddesses of the mighty LDBC Friday Night Chop Session family. Yeah. I see Dr. Mark didn't forget to put them little green trees up in there, huh? That's what's wrong with them now, Dr. Mark. Don't be giving them nothing to toke on, huh? Don't give them nothing to toke on. Give them something to think and meditate on, huh? It's time to build the brain, huh? Not put it on relax mode. Yeah! Mm-hmm. So, we're coming to the end of a work week for myself, and we got boxing on the horizon tomorrow. Like I said, the big card will be that Hitchins versus Lemus card, huh? And on there also, co-main will be Diego Pacheco, huh? Now, Diego Pacheco is a fighter that I've done videos on this young man, and I've talked about he being someone to watch. I've purposely talked about these guys, and if I'm not mistaken, my video on Diego is about a little over a year old, and now he's co-maining with people. Listen. At 167 pounds, 68 pounds, the super middleweight division, I talked about him being one to watch. And he's coming in like gangbusters. Now this Sean McCallum, whom he's taken on, I don't know anything about that guy at all, you guys. I looked him up. He's from Colorado. He's 30 years old. His nickname is The Amazing. He's an orthodox fighter. His record is 15-0 with 7 KOs, but I think he's been fighting on the smaller circuit. So he could be a fighter. I think him being 30 years old and his size, 6 feet tall, I think they're bringing him in as a good body for Diego. But man, he's an MMA fighter as well. So we're going to see. But Diego has been improving by the numbers in his last few fights. And as I said, this young man, he's a very good fighter. You know, he's from California, Los Angeles. Diego is 6'4", 79-inch reach. And he's been stopping guys. A couple of fights back, he stopped Jack Cullen. Stopped him in 4 rounds. But I talk about these fighters like that because, you know, while we, you know, have to debate over these guys who are at the top of the divisions, who don't give us what we really look for, you start looking at these young men who are coming up. Now, Diego is 20-0 with 17 KOs. And Dazn, who invested in Heat a few fights back, have not been disappointed with his progress. And he's for real. He's not like a guy like Berlanga, who has been given soft touches early on and then now has been put in with some seasoned fighters and is not looking like what he was looking like. Diego looks like, to me, he's ahead of Berlanga. And if that's a fight that's a future fight to be made, let me tell you something. I do believe it's a strong fight, but I think at the end of the day, I would go with Pacheco. Pacheco is really a good fighter. He's the kind of young fighter that's entertaining. He'll give you everything he's got. He'll give his opponents everything he's got. He's a crowd-pleasing fighter. He's a you know, a fight fans fighter. So again, even though I mentioned him well over a year ago, if you're not hip to this guy, tune in tomorrow night just to watch his performance in the co-main. And then come back and tell me what you think. Because you don't hear other channels out there talking about him. You might hear a few of the Latin channels speaking on him because he's a Latin man. However, only 23 and fighting like a veteran. Yeah, this is what he brings. So keep your mind and your eye open for Diego. He will not disappoint. He will not. 23 years of age, but taking it to the max like a veteran. But y'all want to talk about Canelo, huh? And guys he shouldn't even be looking at. You don't want to talk about Benavidez or Morrell or Mbili. But soon, this young man will be right up there. Forget about Munguia, huh? Forget about Berlanga. Remember Diego Pacheco. Remember, Stormy tried to tell you guys about this young man. I tried to tell you. Huh? Salute to the queen. Shawalaya's out there saying salute Stormy in chat with those Pi May emojis. Huh? William says, just made it home. Thanks for the well wishes. Praise God that you made it home, William, in one piece. Now be careful for that grand, because he gonna keep you on the move, chasing them around, huh? Yeah. There's a card on tonight, you guys. There's a card on tonight. Espinoza. No, that's not right. Ernesto Mercado taking on Denier Barrio. That'll start at 9 o'clock on Dazn. It's another boxing feature that they're calling. They got some kind of weird name for that show. Box Fest on Dazn. Dazn is really trying to flood the market with fights, but the one thing that they're doing with the oversaturation is this. Sometimes it may take away from your interest in the sport because they're just putting these guys out there, and you don't get a chance to watch boxing like that because you have everyday lives and things to do with your family and work and stuff like that. So I do believe that Dazn needs to kind of chill with, you know, just flooding the market with these fights. Because if you remember, Matchroom, when they first kicked it off, they were having like these 10-hour marathon cards, right? Now they seem to have broken it down into these other little shows to justify putting on boxing during the week. But I'm going to tell you that some of these guys that they put on, you don't know them. Some of them are very young, early in their careers. Some of them are journeymen-like. And let's just be perfectly honest. A few of them you don't really care for or care about unless you happen to have a direct association, affiliation, or, you know, neighborly relation with them. A couple of times a month, okay, but not every freaking week. Huh? That's just like Pro Box TV. When they decided to start showing boxing, they made it every other week, which is pretty good because it gives you a moment to breathe and exhale and reflect upon what you saw and what may be coming up. But if they brought out another show on Thursday and then Friday you got more, it's like you're going to be like, okay, now that's enough, huh? I'm supposed to take the lady to Red Lobster. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We do appreciate our sport being televised. We do appreciate when it can be free, but don't feed us all of this kind of stuff and then try to justify pay-per-views that are not really pay-per-views. That's what I'm trying to say here in all of this, my people. Huh? Because that's what they do. They try to tell you something is pay-per-view, and I'm looking at it as, man, this is not really even a or main event. It's just a fight that belongs on a card. I watch them, you guys. I watch them. And I'm a heavy critic of the foolishness. And will remain as such. If there are improvements, I will speak on them. But when they're not, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to speak on it. Huh? Yeah. I know somebody better light a fire under that WBC, fooling around, not wanting to make the women's championship fights 3-minute, 12 rounds. What is wrong with them? They better get on board, man. If Katie Taylor had to fight Chantel Cameron for 3 minutes and 12 rounds, she would have gotten stopped by Chantel Cameron. Tomorrow night, ESPN has a card on also. ESPN Plus. That'll be a fight between I had the gentleman's name here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Jamir Espinoza against Angel Martinez. Interesting that they're going to have something happening. I don't know those young men, but I do believe that sometimes when those kind of fights are put on by ESPN, I've learned that you might want to take a peek sometimes, because these young fighters that they find are guys that can't necessarily make the cut on other broadcasts, or they may be fighting in other time zones. And when they have a slot to stick some boxing in there, ESPN will do so. Quite a bit different from what our friends over here at Dazn are doing. Yeah, Shower, Mauricio, doesn't he suck? That guy is horrible. And since when can you become a head of a sanctioning body for life, huh? With all the corruption and everything. Ain't nobody voted this guy out of his seat. He makes horrible decisions. He tries to make it sound like, oh, it's by committee. No, it's not. And stop wearing the same suit to all of the events and press conferences, man. Wash your ass, huh? Coming in there. I would not shake that man's hand. I spit on him, though. I don't like that guy. He has done so much wrong in the sport of boxing over just the past decade. It's been ridiculous. We could do without him and his ideas, the sport of boxing. You know how people have interviewed him and everything? I wouldn't want to interview the guy because I wouldn't have nothing nice to say to him. I wouldn't have any good questions for him. The one question I would ask him is, why are you here? Huh? Nobody wants you. Huh? Get the hell out. I'm not Interpol. Why do we want to, not celebrate one of the greatest nights in the history of heavyweight boxing? You're just angry at her because she's transgender. We could correct what's wrong in amateur boxing. If you don't get all the way the hell up out of here with your foolishness, man. No love for that dude. No love for him at all. See, Stormy be having an axe to grind with the corruption of the sport, man. Big time. We're gonna go into some boxing news. Let's see what's on the dossier for what's happening in the sport. This is always an interesting thing to go and peer into what they got to say about the sport. One of the articles that I didn't get a chance to read from Boxing News 24 states that Benavidez' Saudi Arabia dream meets a contractual roadblock. Uh-oh. That don't sound good, do it? Huh? Because we know that Mr. Benavidez wants to get at the boy, Canelo. Huh? So let's see what it says here. Written by Robert Segal earlier today, says that David Benavidez is eager to compete in Saudi for the undisputed light heavyweight championship, but his contract constraints may prevent him from flying over there. Contractual limitations prevent big payday. Benavidez would like to fight the winner of the June 1st contest between WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol and IBF WBC WBO champ Artur Beterbiev in Saudi Arabia, but his contract prevents him from doing so. If Benavidez, whose record is 20-0 with 24 KOs, can't fly in Saudi Arabia, he won't be able to participate in the massive money that Beterbiev and Bivol are getting fighting in that country. The winner of their fight would need to go to another country to fight Benavidez, who's 27. The Saudis might not pay for that if it's not in their territory. The purpose behind the move to 175. It would defeat the whole purpose of Benavidez going up to 175 if he can't pick up a big payday fighting in Saudi. Facing Beterbiev or Bivol in the US or Canada wouldn't be a pay-per-view worthy fight unless it was packaged with a big star, Gervonta Tank Davis, in the main event. Benavidez might as well stay at 168 if he can't get high dough for fighting the winner of the Beterbiev-Bivol fight for the 4 belts at 175. Benavidez still needs to beat Alexander Gavaskic on June 22nd in their WBC 175-pound title eliminator if he's going to have a chance to fight for the undisputed championship against Beterbiev versus Bivol winner. Personally, I can't do that because of the way my contract is set up. I can't mess with them people because obviously I can only work with my own promoter, said David Benavidez to the Cigar Talk YouTube channel when asked if he could fight the winner of Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol fight in Saudi. They said if they're willing to make that fight happen, and obviously it's an enormous amount of money, it could happen. I do respect the whole movement they got going over there, the Saudis. They've been putting on some great fights. Not only great fights, they've been putting on great events. I would definitely like to be a part of that one day, and it looks like it might happen, so I'm excited, Benavidez said, about fighting in Saudi Arabia for the undisputed championship. That's huge because we get to reach a way bigger audience, said Benavidez about fighting now on Amazon Prime. I feel like the other thing that came out of this is that nobody is talking about that the security system for the pay-per-views. Amazon, I don't think they want to miss out on that money. So I think it's going to be harder to stream, so that helps all the fighters get pay-per-view points, says Benavidez. That article is from Boxing News 24 today. You guys can go over to Boxing News 24 and check it out. Personally, I don't think that everybody should just be looking at the Saudis. The Saudis are in this for selfish reasons, even though it can appear that they're giving big money for certain promotions. But what about the fighters who have toiled, as I've talked about this, for a long time in the sport, and who have earned the right to be paid handsomely? But if the Saudis don't call your number, does that mean that you're not as good or to be considered? See, they may be throwing money behind the sport and some of the participants of the sport, but all of that is dictating what fights can be made and what fights can't. I don't like these power players that come into the sport thinking that they can throw their coins around and everybody should dance to their music. In the meantime, the promoters who have been around for a long time, like the Frank Warrens, Matchroom, Aram, they don't want to do their jobs, but they want to make a hell of a lot of money off of these fighters. That's like the Saudis got this 5 versus 5 deal going on between Matchroom and Queensberry Promotions, where they're pitting 5 of their fighters against the other promotional group's 5 fighters. Okay, that's a spectacle. But what about all these other fighters out here? You got guys like Jerron Boots Ennis. He doesn't deserve to have some shine? Imantas Stanionis? How about these guys like Akhmadov and Makhmadov? All of these good fighters out here, man. But the Saudis will tell you that Anthony Joshua is a heavyweight that you need to keep your eyes upon. But this is the same fighter who a year ago was struggling against fighters like, what was his name? Jermaine Franklin? Yeah, he looked okay against Otto Wallen and Ngannou, but Ngannou wasn't even a professional fighter. scratch that, professional boxer. He should knock the guy out like he did. If he's not a if I got in the ring with him, he would knock me out the same way. Why couldn't he knock Jermaine Franklin out like that? Why couldn't he knock Alexander Usyk out like that? He couldn't even knock Pulev out like that. Dare I mention Andy Ruiz Jr.? Oh, for shame. See, when I talk like that, then they want to mute my mic, huh? People like Ed Hearn, huh? Let me tell you what they trying to do. They trying to set David Benavidez up, man. They hoping that one of these killers, because that's what they are. Now, David Benavidez is a very good fighter, you guys. I like David Benavidez as a fighter. But he's not a killer. But they're trying to pit him against killers because Canelo won't fight the killers. So they're like, let him go fight him. If he survives that, then maybe we'll think about fighting him. That's a hard order to fill. They're sending him to the gallows, knowing that one of the guillotines will strike. Canelo couldn't even get past Dmitry Bivol. He never looked at Artur Beterbiev. Dmitry Bivol has avoided Artur Beterbiev all this time. And now, because he's going to receive a handsome payday from the Saudis, he's willing to finally risk his arse toward Artur as well. And so many people have been fooled by his abilities to box that they think that he'll be able to give Artur a really good fight. He's going to be killed against Artur. But he'll be paid well for it, and Artur will be the undisputed champion at 175. And you guys want to send David Benavidez in against Artur Beterbiev as much as Benavidez gets hit? And when you come for Artur, you get beat up even worse because he relishes that. You see, Zerto jumped his butt over the light heavyweight division and went straight on up to cruiserweight. Zerto and David is about the same size. Why don't they fight each other? There you go. I keep telling you guys, they try to put on a face of deceit. Canelo ain't never had to go through hoops and fight anybody good in their prime at their weight. There's always some kind of provisions. But I'm going to tell you, what was so true telling was that after his victory over Canelo, Dmitry said, let's make the rematch interesting. I'll drop down to 168 pounds. Dmitry has never fought at 168, and he's willing to drop down to 168 to fight Canelo in a rematch, and Canelo lost his phone number. And nobody said a damn thing. Queen 71, what's good with you? Jose Diaz, I see you out there, brother. It's ridiculous, all of this stuff, man. Canelo has always had provisions on people. Don't forget, he never really fought at 154. Canelo weight was, I believe, 155. A pound over the division. And he drained guys down and brought guys up and had contract particularities on these men and everything. And they would try to fight him and everything, and he'd have advantage after advantage after advantage until he cherry-picked on the poisonous vine of Dmitry Bivol. That wasn't supposed to happen, but it did happen. And he was supposed to take the rematch because he shoved that as part of the negotiation process into the contract. And with Dmitry willing to drop down to 175, to 176, that lets you know that Dmitry is like, okay, I want to be competitive with it. I want to, go for your belts. I'm going to tell you why they didn't do that. They didn't do it because another loss to Bivol at 168 cleans out all of the clenbuterol and the WBC, huh? That's it would have been the end of days, huh? For Canelo. Like it or not, that's exactly what it would have been. Yeah. Notice how Canelo didn't start fluctuating up to those higher weights until Andre Ward retired, huh? You think that was by design? And don't forget, it's often overlooked what he tried to do to Badou Jack. Badou Jack let us know that not only did Canelo want him to drain 18 to 20 pounds, but there was a rehydration clause as well, and all that. Badou Jack is at cruiserweight, and he has grown into that as a man. And where's Mauricio when you really need him to say something real? Oh, butt plugs and mouth plugs in place, huh? And with him, you can't tell which is one end or the other because they both smell the same. Huh? Yeah! I said it. Yep. See, you might think it, but Stormy has to articulate it for you, huh? I have to paint the picture, huh? I got to pull the curtain back so you can see him out there in his tutu taking both ends. Yeah. I was made for that, to tell you these things, huh? because others take it a little too lightly, huh? I don't look to interview him. I don't look to kiss up to him. I don't look to admire him. I look to disgrace him because he's disgracing the sport that we love, huh? I want him on a high, hot missile into the sun. That's what I want from him, huh? Disgraceful. Now, just as a final word on this, I will have a video coming on my thoughts on Tim Tszyu's performance against Sebastian Fundora in their fight from last week, and what I think my thoughts will be regarding the fight going the distance, the performance of Tszyu's cornermen. I have a final editorial coming on that. I just thought I was going to release it earlier this week, but I'll wait till next week because I wanted things to kind of die down a little bit on that. But at the same time, I have my words. And you know, when it comes from me, my words are usually strong, they're stout, and need to be heard. I have no comments on the fact that Fundora and his team, what their considerations are going forward, whether they'll give Tszyu a rematch or whether they want to entertain Errol Spence or the whole drama behind the Bud Crawford. I don't even care about that kind of foolishness because it is more of the same of what has gone on, where you see in the sport things that should naturally just take place and should be the next progressive step. They're stepping off the curb intentionally because some people are looking at it as a business, huh? As my brother, shout out to 78 Sports TV, so eloquently put it in imitating Leonard Ellerby. They know the numbers, huh? Yeah. Well, I don't follow that foolishness, huh? So I don't have comments on that because that's all that is a bunch of foolishness. Guys who've been knocked out in their last fight getting to fight for unified titles when there are many other men out there to fight for the titles that will never get a title shot as long as the corruption continues as it does. And that's not just one person. That's a few of them. How the hell do you get knocked out last go round and get right back in the ring for belts the next go round? Where do they do that at? Oh, and funny how the WBC is a part of that, huh? Yeah! And another fight that didn't get much consideration, but I talked about it, and now it's a classic over in their country. Wardley versus Clark, the heavyweight battle It was broadcast in the U.S. on Peacock Television. I talked about it. I did a video breakdown. I tried to let people know this was going to be a fight between two up-and-coming heavyweight contenders who, at least by the end of the year, may be considered in the heavyweight sweepstakes going forward, if not definitely early next year. But these two men came together and they battled. And this was going in two representatives in the UK of the heavyweight division who were beginning to gain their traction. A true 50-50 fight when announced. Do you know that these men showed everything that you want to see in a fight? They showed blood, they showed nuts, they showed guts, they showed skill, they showed tact, they showed resiliency, they emptied their tanks. This was a great young matchup between fighters, and there's great talk about them possibly doing it again. Maybe not right away, but then again, maybe right away, because it's a hot ticket. There was blood, there was knockdowns. Listen, man, we have been asking for this type of fare from the likes of Jared Anderson, and we're not getting it. We've been told these fabled stories about Anderson's performance against top-notch heavyweights in the gym. Oh, he knocked so-and-so out. Oh, he really took so-and-so to school. Well, why don't we see this when he performs in his own fights? We see and hear more about him on the police blotter, than we see in the ring. And then you got guys like Efe Ajagba and Frank Sanchez. Where are they? Why aren't they in the ring with Jared Anderson? Why? That's the equivalent of what these two men were when they got in the ring. It was all the same thing. But we don't get that over here because they don't put their young fighters over here in 50-50 fights. They put them in 80-20 fights, with they being 80 and the opponent being 20, Don't it make you mad? The deception. The deception. I've talked about the UK heavyweights. UK fighters in general have surpassed the US fighters because the US fighters' priorities are all out of sort. All out of sort. You even got Benavidez. I just read the article a little while ago from Boxing News 24 considering going over to Saudi. For what? The bag. Does anybody ever just want to be the best anymore? Does anybody want their name in the lights of legacy anymore? Where 20 years from their career ending, you marvel at their accomplishments and what they did. We don't care about what they made. Now, of course, they should care about what they make, but shouldn't they invest well as well? Shouldn't they usually have financial advisors to help them and not just be running around with bling and things? Yeah! Do you not get tired of the foolishness? And then, like a Manny Pacquiao, you got to come back, when you're damn near 50, stepping on other young fighters and their opportunities because you blew all of your finances. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson and I are the same age. There's no way in the world, with my faculties, I would consider you can't pay me enough. You know how people say, well, if you give me this amount, I'll do it. You can't pay me enough. Because at the age that I am, I recognize one blow, more so than when I was a young man, because when I was a young man, there's an opportunity. You can still get hurt, but there's a greater chance of recovery, But as an older man, there's no recovery, There's just covering you up before they put you in the tomb, Yeah! See, I say these things, man, because they need to be said, Just like a lot of the foolishness doesn't need to be said, but they dump it on you anyway. Guess what? You're welcome. A week from tomorrow, Saturday, April 13th, Top Rank will put on a heavyweight doubleheader where Big Baby, will headline. And this is the worst part of the consideration when you think about it. He's headlining. A doubleheader where he's going to take on Riyad Miri. Now, Riyad Miri is from Belgium. Looks like he's from Harlem. But the guy is 31 years old. He has a record. I believe his record is something like 32-2 with 26 KOs. But I've never heard of the guy. You know, never heard of him. But he's going to be in there with Jared Anderson. You can believe he's being brought into this fight as another punching bag, Another 80-20, Why they not putting Anderson in there against one of the other two guys on the card? Or that kid Lopez they got that was the silver medalist, you know, the one with the curly perm and the porn star mustache. Yeah, put Jared in with him. That'd be the equivalent of Wardley versus Clark, Put the young guys in there and let them scrap. See, this is a bunch of foolishness, man. They ain't fooling me, though. Yeah, Torres, Queen. I'm sorry if I said Lopez. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but that's the name that came in my head. But it's Torres. Yeah. Richard Torres. The dude who be running around with them old 1970 shorts on, you know, and the knee-high socks and stuff. Get out of here, bro. What are you trying to do? Get a haircut, shave that rat off your lip, and get in there and put some modern clothes on, huh? What is he trying to do? He gonna be a throwback being thrown on his back out there, because they putting him in 99.1% fights, huh? The dudes that he be fighting don't stand a chance in hell. And they trying to tell us how good he was in the Olympics. I don't give a damn about that. I know what I'm looking at, that you keep putting him in there against dudes. I thought I saw in his last fight, he was fighting a dude that was working in the kitchen of this restaurant that I ate at a few months ago. Get out of here with that foolishness, man. Champion Hart is in the building. What's good with you, brother? Salute to you as well. Mike 202 says 80-20 fights every weekend. Only thing you have to do is look at the trainers and you can tell who's gonna win the fight. If it goes the distance, you already know how the scorecards will go. Of course, man. These mismatches, man. Eric Jordan has joined us. What's good with you, Eric Jordan? Shower says, Ron Jeremy, baby. Yeah, running around here looking like a porn star, man. It's crazy. And you know, they all had that little goofy mustache. You know, like, remember them old glasses with the fake nose and the mustache? You take the glasses and the fake nose away, he's wearing the fake mustache. Dude, we see you, huh? And you need to go to the barber. Shit. And all those porn stars from the 80s and 70s, they had that same look, you know, John Holmes and them dudes, that mustache and the mullet and stuff, man. If you don't get out of that damn time warp machine, man. Shh. It's just like these guys who dress on purpose messed up. They get in, they go out in public, they millionaires, but their hair be nappy. I'm like, dude, get a comb, huh? If you don't want to comb it, cut it off. And these dudes who get the extensions in their hair too, man, if you don't, sit down somewhere. Men with extensions in their hair. Stormy going bald. I cut my hair bald damn near. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see me with a hairpiece. I'll be sitting up here looking like a damn fool. There they go glue some shit down on you and trim it around and make it look like you got a full head of hair. Just because they can do it don't mean that they should do it. You know what I'm saying? I can see you guys out there laughing, but I'm serious about that, man. And the acceptance, huh? What are we accepting it for? Well, you know, these days they do what they want to do. Man, shut up. You know, I was at work a couple weeks ago, and this young man comes through there. I don't know what he got going on, but his hair was all over the place, huh? It wasn't a mullet. It was some of everything. I looked at the young guy. I think he's in his 20s. I said, hey, man, You intend to see the barber anytime soon? Because if not, I got a pair of shears right over here. You know, he laughed. Man, you're funny. I'm like, it ain't funny. You need a haircut, bro. Because this ain't like the late 60s, early 70s when, you know, it was that whole Woodstock thing and people was letting their hair grow out and stuff. At least when people was doing that back then, they had some shape to it. You know, a couple weeks ago on Nerds on Culture, we did a show on Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly had the coolest shaped afro out of any black man in America. You know what I'm saying? At least people used to shape the stuff up. These guys of today just let it just hang out and everything. I'm like, man, you look like you just came out of the bush. Clothes all wrinkled up and you don't know what a pressing iron is. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you look like you've been sleeping in your wardrobe. What the hell? And when I say sleeping in the wardrobe, I ain't talking about just wearing what you got on to bed, but you put the rest of the wardrobe across the bed as your covers and blankets and you everything, and you just get up, take off that, and put on this that's right there. What the hell is that? And you smell like it too. Yeah, but Mike 202, the one thing I can say when I look at your picture there, bro, at least your stuff is organized. You got it, you know, it's kept, huh? I'm talking about these uncouth, unkept, huh? Remember, if it don't apply, you don't have to say anything. Let it fly. You know what I mean? If it don't apply, let it fly. Huh? If I'm talking about dirty butts, huh, and nasty armpits, are you gonna say, but I wear deodorant, huh? No, you ain't gonna say it, because you know ain't nobody talking about you. Or are we? You know what I'm saying? Because that's, listen, man, I don't take offense when it don't apply to me. It's crazy. Salute to my brother Eric Jordan out there with that super sticker. Appreciate you, Eric. And Champion Heart has come into the building with a super chat, man. Appreciate you, Champion Heart. He says, respect to Stormy B-Man in chat. It looks like boxing is becoming the new WWF every day. It's very disappointing watching a sport I love deteriorate. We got to get some of these current promoters out of the sport, man. We got to get them out. We got to get some of these horrible trainers away from the sport and the fighters. You know what I mean? It's just like having bad teachers in school, huh? There's no bad students. There's bad teachers, huh? Because the real teachers can make the students get on board with something. You have to find a creative process to do these things. You're going to have lost causes, but everybody, all the fruit ain't rotten. But it's getting close. Yeah, and the other fight on that doubleheader, the heavyweights, Effie Ajagba taking on Guido Vianello. Listen, man, if Guido beats Ajagba, you guys are going to see something that you hate transpire. Guido is going to get such a push that even Richard Torres going to have to take his porn look to the back, huh? Because Guido going to surge to the forefront. Now, Efe, who should have been had a title shot by now as long as he's been around, hey, he ain't trying to fight Jarrett. He ain't trying to fight Frank Sanchez again, huh? But he going to fight Guido. And Guido very well may upset the dude. That's a good fight. That's like a 60-40 fight. But it's a fight that I'll watch because I want to see what happens. Jay Grant Jr. says, F.A. got to make a statement. But I'm going to tell you something. Guido is the type of guy, he can look like he's vulnerable and everything, but he can punch. And it's like, if he gets a bead on you, he could take you out. F.A. is like, against certain opponents, he's like a deer in headlights. Against other opponents, he asserts himself. Against other opponents still, he's like a mixed bag. I don't know what to expect from F.A. I really don't. You can always tell a guy ain't too smart when they want to get away from someone like Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields was a quality trainer, a stand-up man, and has been around a host of world champions, Olympians, and guys who have accomplished a lot in the sport. Hall of Fame. But he got away from Ronnie. I tell you, man, these young dudes that think they know, like I said, everybody ain't gonna make it. Didn't I say that? Huh? And I said, you're gonna have lost causes. Didn't I say that? There are trainers that be in the gym, they see a guy hitting the bag and shadow boxing and all that, and they be like, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. It's just like when these guys start making a little change, right? And they have, you know, boxing purses are set up and payments are set up through percentages and stuff like that. So if your trainer gets 10%, he gets 10%. But just because you raked in a great deal on a huge score don't mean that you don't pay the trainer who still deserve his percentage. If you feel that he didn't earn that percentage or whatever, you should not have been with that trainer. But it's funny how these guys get, Bernard Hopkins did that to his trainers. Dazn Richardson, quality trainer that helped him defeat Felix Trinidad. Helped him because he called Trinidad's people out on the foolishness that they did and made it a historical night for Bernard. And if he hadn't been there for Bernard, Bernard may have been another victim of Trinidad. Yeah. But that ungratefulness, man, they're saying something about Spence and EJ now. It's like, DJ, Derek James. I don't know what their situation is, and I don't really give a damn. But what I'm saying is, if you have a quality trainer, a good man that can help you and has helped you get to where you are, where is the reward behind what they've done with you? Seriously. I talk about these things because I recognize a lot of it. Some people may say, well, Stormy, why didn't you just go ahead and work with some pros or whatever? Because the disloyal factor, huh? Because how you uproot your life and you do these things, and these young men and women, in some instances, will turn on you like a dime. You put your heart and your spirit into what you do, because a lot of it is like parenting. But the ways of the world have a way of getting at some of these individuals, and they get marred and influenced by external sources. And they can't even take accountability. They don't even know how to say, sorry, coach, I'm wrong. I made a bad choice and decision. It's on me. Oh, never. Why do you think some of them, when they lose a fight, they go and find a new trainer, huh? Never reflecting upon what they did to mess up. Never. William Oldschool, that is something that has lasted prior to being the fight game today. There are a number of trainers who've had fighters dump them like that. A number of them. It's not something new. We've seen it. There are examples. What is really telling is when a coach has walked away from a fighter. That's the best right there, because that's a coach, trainer, mentor's acknowledgement that we're done. I can't take you beyond where we have arrived. It's one of the reasons why I chose not to go deeper into the sport. With the knowledge and experience that I have, I could help a number of people. But I realize that I don't want to sacrifice of myself for the shallow pool of talent that's out there that is always going to be jaded by the bag. I keep saying, to have your integrity, to have your ethics, you can always maintain. But that bag, when you've given up everything for that, when it runs out, what you got? We're going to take a moment to hear from our brother. You know, one of the things that I like to do when I'm doing my shows is bring along those who are really down with me and understand where I'm coming from. I love to bring that aspect of things, because that's that support. That's that little bit of loyalty, dedication that you show for one another. You know, it's important to have that. Very important. But I'm gonna show this trailer for our brother, the Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You got to get you some of that Stormybman merchandise. If you're an athlete and you're working out, you're competing, you're fighting, or if you just want to get your reflexes up, get you one of those focus balls, man. It is something that can assist in so many ways of getting your athleticism on point. Created by our brother Healer the Teacher, a great device. I have a true appreciation for brothers who are out here being innovative, and he has definitely been that with that creation in particular. So get out there and show some love and support, huh? I want to say salute to my brother Universal Truth with that super chat donation out there. He says salute, Stormy. Salute right back at you, Universal Truth. I appreciate your donation, man. I really do. And just know that, when I do what I do, man, it's not for the money. I try to give you quality content. I say this all the time. Stormy B Man is always out here trying to bring the most quality of content that I can. You know what I mean? And I try to remain consistent in that. Salute to the brother OG Mr. Mont out there with that super chat donation. He says, salute OG, right back at you. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Salute to Shower out there with the flames and the 100 saying, yeah. Champion Heart says, get you some Stormy B-Man merchandise. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, man. Show that love and reciprocate the support, because I support a lot of people out here as well. You know what I mean? And it's not a selfish thing for me, It's selfless. So with that being said, I'm going to release you guys into your weekend, and hopefully you enjoy the fights that are coming up tomorrow evening. Enjoy my premieres that I put out there, because I'm always bringing something for you, man. Like I said before, it's something in the bag for everybody, huh? But it's only up to you that if you don't want to take it, huh? It's okay. It's okay, because it ain't for everybody when you want to be resentful, huh? Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm going to get on up out of here. Peace to everybody out there. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the fights. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Peace.
city! Is this not why you were here?